My wife was more shocked than me because she normally can't put up with me speaking for 10 minutes in one day. I wish you good luck, and if you have some wine, please start off now.
Yeah.
You have the courage to listen to me for twice this evening. District Governor Randy, First Lady Beth, District Governor-elect Luke Silva, and spouse Hazel. Hazel I will not forget because that was also the name of my mother-in-law. District Governor nominee Ragada Cowrie, the brand new District Governor John, District Governor nominee John and his wife Trisha, distinguished past District Governors, especially our aide, PDG Miles and Teresa, fellow Rotarians, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a pleasure for Marlene and myself to be here this evening representing the RI President K.R. Ravindran and his gracious wife Vanati at the conference of this fun-loving, friendly district. We are truly honored and humbled. In the short time that we have been here, it seems that we know everybody, especially the busy but calm and collected Randy and his lovely wife Beth. It seems she has a pain in the neck. I will not venture to ask why or who. I have been to some of the breakout sessions earlier in the day and had a glimpse of the wonderful work you are doing. I can see that this fun-loving district, inspired by Governor Randy, you have created just the right heady blend of wonderful fellowship and community service through the medium of Rotary. I would say you guys have been a gift to each other and a gift to the community even before Ravi asked all of us to be a gift to the world. I admire your district's projects like Super Build in Mexico, led by Robin Smith. Where are you, Robin? Others in Burkina Faso, Cambodia, and your generous contribution to the End Polio Now campaign. Coming from India, I am particularly touched by your enormous commitment for personal engagement in the National Immunization Days of India, led by the effervescent and lively Linda Bertuzzi. These are classic examples of the compassion that fuels your desire to be a gift to the world. And if you want to have an example of some extra fire and woman's power, who can be better than Sylvia Scott? I once heard a past president, Louis Vicente G.I. say, and I quote, "There are many types of people in this world. There are those that work with their heart. They are the missionaries of this world. There are those that work with the mind. They are the mathematicians and the scientists of this world. And there are those that work with their hands. They are the farmers of this world. Then there are those that work with the heart and the hand, they are the artists of this world. And those that work with the heart and the mind, they are the philosophers of this world. And there are those that work with the mind and the hand, they are the surgeons of this world. But finally, there are those that work with the hand, the heart, and the mind. They are the Rotarians of this world.
Yeah.
Friends, we live in a world where hundreds of thousands of children are still dying of malnutrition. Hundreds of thousands of women walk 5 miles a day each way to fetch a pot of water for their family. A world where millions of homes lack water and sanitation facilities. Can you believe in India, we have many more mobile phones than there are toilets in homes. Poverty, ignorance fueled by a lack of education are inexorably driving the younger generation towards violence and crime. The growth of ISIS is a case in point. Therefore, even as polio will soon be eradicated, we Rotarians cannot rest on our laurels. In the words of Robert Frost, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Miles don't sleep. Therefore, President Suraji's call to be a gift to the world could not have come at a better time. With a legacy of 111 years, I can say we Rotarians have what it takes to be a gift to the world. We will have to sharpen our focus to recognize the changing and growing needs of the impoverished communities in different parts of the world. We will have to pay attention to the millions of youth crying for attention, education, and job opportunities. We cannot leave until tomorrow what needs to be done today. But when Ravi gives us that call to be a gift to the world, I know that he is leading by example, as every great leader does. Let me tell you a short story, and I promise I will still be within my 20 minutes. When the tsunami hit the coast of Sri Lanka in 2004, I was fortunately far away in Sydney. The next day I had a call from one of my club's past presidents, and he said to me, JB, one of my relatives in Bombay needs desperate help in Sri Lanka. So I said, what happened? He says, my friend's daughter, who is a vice president of American Express in Singapore, she went for a holiday to Sri Lanka with her husband and daughter, and she is missing after the tsunami. It seems the husband had the presence of mind to grab their child and hold on to a nearby tree but the mother of the child got swept away. The young man is devastated and doesn't know where to look or what to do. You have friends in Sri Lankan Rotary, can you help? I said, okay. So far away I can't do much, but I gave him Ravindran's phone number and I said, just tell him you are a member of my club and you need help. Friends, Ravi personally led a team of Rotarians to the resort which was 80 miles away. They sifted through hundreds of dead bodies in the mortuary to help identify the unfortunate lady who had drowned. Then, the mother of the lady in India wanted the body to be sent back to India so that they could conduct their last rites according to Hindu customs. But all infrastructure had broken down in Sri Lanka at that time. With enormous difficulty, Ravi managed to get permission to transport the body from the resort to Colombo in his own car. By then, the mortuaries in Colombo were all full and overloaded. And that means temperatures were dropping. So, the bodies can't be kept for long. Again, with considerable influence, Ravi managed to find a place in the mortuary of an upscale hospital. But it seemed getting permission to export a dead body to India was going to take a long, long time. It needs permission from the government of Sri Lanka and the government of India. So, Ravi then invited the parents to Colombo and promised to find a Hindu priest to help conduct the last rites. Ravi received the parents at the airport. They were clearly in a daze, all devastated. They did not even think of converting their currency to local Sri Lankan currency. Ravi hosted them, paid for all the expenses, found a priest, completed the last rites, and according to Indian customs, after cremation, they picked up the ashes, put it in a bowl and give it to the parents and dropped them at the airport, right till the end. At the airport, the mother was in tears and she said, in India, all this should have been done by a son that I don't have. You have done that and much more. God bless you. So this is our president who wants us to be a gift to the world and who leads by example. Friends, actress Meryl Streep once said, the great gift of human beings is that we have the power of empathy. Each day, God gives us the gift of 86,400 seconds. How many of those are we using to sympathize with the sufferings of the downtrodden and do something about it? From the gift of life to the gift of our eyesight, the gift of good health to the gift of a loving family, good friends, and professional success. We have much to be grateful for. Yet I wonder if I have done enough to show my gratitude to God for these gifts. What rent I am paying to God for occupying His good earth throughout all my life. President Ravi talks about treating Rotary like a corporate. And Rick King said to us, mankind is our business. So I say to myself, God has invested one life in me. If I could make a difference to one person's life in this world, then I would have given to God 100% return on his investment. Some of us, like PDG Shah, can do big projects and change the lives of many at a time. But most of us do small projects, small acts of kindness, changing one life at a time. And I think that's good enough. Because one of the things Mother Teresa said was, we all cannot do great things in this world, but we can do small things with great love. She also said, don't think that your small act of kindness is just a drop in the ocean, because that ocean will be incomplete without your drop of kindness. And that is why we have to be grateful for the Rotary Foundation, which helps us to do so many projects through the global grants, district grants, and also helps us to mold the next generation through the GSE program and many other programs, which multiply manifold the benefits of each dollar that we so generously contribute to the Rotary Foundation. But friends, if we want to enlarge our footprints and significantly increase the impact of our projects, and ultimately our impact on the welfare of the world community, then we will need more hands and we will need a plan of action, just the same as we had a plan of action for polio. You know that when Rotary started the Polio Plus program, 1,000 children suffered from polio around the world. Every day, a new case, 1,000 cases of polio every day. We are now down to just 14 cases in the last 4 months. And that is the result of a good plan, good strategy, and above all, good execution. Friends, we will need to use all our resources, all our compassion, and as Mother Teresa said, we will have to give till it hurts, and then some more. Most of us are not using all our resources because, as Lord Buddha said, everyone is gifted, but some people never open their package. Let us open our package. Let us make use of our talents, our large heart, our resources, and let us be a gift to the world. Thank you very much.